Six things I wish I knew when I started my entrepreneurial journey. I'm Pratna and you're listening to Rebel with a Purpose. In today's episode, I'm going to be sharing with you the six tips or advices I wish someone told me when I started my business. And the reason is because I've always said this, I always believe this, but business is spiritual. It literally reflects back to you what needs healing in your life. So it's a very overwhelming journey sometimes, and it honestly can leave you more lost and confused. But at the end of the day, your business is transforming you into a person that you have been manifesting. It's always about the process of becoming, not at all about a destination. It's about who you become, not what you've achieved. And so, here are six things that I really, really wish I knew when I started off my business in the coaching industry. Number one, there are multiple coaches teaching you different ways to do business, right? There are multiple coaches out there who are teaching you energetics, the strategy work, the mindset work, the somatic work, the visualization work, but choose the coach who teaches you how to trust yourself and your alignment and whose lifestyle you look up to. Because if you're choosing a coach solely based on expertise, or I feel like they have the answer to my solution, that is not enough. That does not suffice. Their ideologies, their mindset, their way of living life also needs to be aligned to the way you live your life. Because what you realize is that when you work with these coaches, you realize that you don't really want to live a life like them, or you don't want to use ads, or you don't want to cold pitch, or you don't want to hustle your way through. Because when I started off, I worked with a coach who was extremely in her masculine. It was probably her healthy masculine, but for me, it showed up in my toxic masculine, where I started overworking, burning out, cold pitching, and I had decided that I don't want to run my business based on reaching out and engaging with others. I want to put myself out there, and I want my people to flock towards me because of my pure energy and intention of helping people. I want people to come to me. And so when I made that decision, I've never looked back. Like, it's been 1.5 years and I haven't ever looked back, because that's literally what happens in my business today, is that my clients come to me. They text me saying, hey, can we book a call with you? We love this piece of content and we love what you're doing. And can we book like a call with you? Can we know more about your offers? Can we inquire about your service, right? So build a business that's completely in alignment with your higher version. Really ask yourself what kind of life you want to have, what kind of business you want to have, and build your business in that format. Because you're a CEO. No one should tell you how to run your business but your higher version. So when you invest in a coach who helps you trust yourself, you'll be able to build that muscle of intuitive knowing, so you can connect with your higher version and make decisions that are in alignment with you. So mentorship is amazing. It is amazing. Getting a coach who knows the part, who has done it before, is amazing. But also make sure you get the right coach for you, which is again alignment of lifestyle, ideas, ideologies, values. Okay. Number two is that you don't have to be fully healed to be able to heal. You don't have to know it all to be able to coach. You just have to be able to be brave and take messy action in this path, in this entrepreneurial journey. All you need to do is actually just take action, because there is no point where you can confidently say, yeah, I'm ready. There's going to be a part of you that still holds back. There's going to be resistance. And that's what it means by leaning into the resistance. When people say lean into the resistance, they don't mean like swim against the current and push yourself through hardship and unnecessarily suffer through this journey. They just mean sit with these emotions, these uncomfortable feelings that come up, regulate your nervous system and expand for more, because that will help you take action. That's what helps you be brave, when you're able to sit with uncomfortable feelings, process and integrate and take aligned action. That's literally what you as a coach, as a leader, as a CEO, as an entrepreneur need to learn how to do, is to regulate your nervous system. So many of us don't know how to do that. Regulating your nervous system can be like, taking a walk in the grass, holding your body, internally checking in. This is something my coach had told me. Every morning I created this habit where I wake up and I check in, like, what do I need today? And sometimes it's a dance, sometimes it's a nice hot shower, sometimes it's a slow morning where I just don't talk to anyone. I don't want to talk to anyone sometimes. So it's like you check in with your body and you see what you need. Sometimes it's extra minutes on the bed, and that's okay. That's completely fine. So being compassionate while you heal, while you progress on this beautiful transformative human experience is very, very important. Number three is never judge your business based on your monthly revenue, but rather on your annual revenue, because your ups and downs in business, they're super normal. They're inevitable. It's like the seasons, right? You're going to have winter. Winter is going to come. So your downs are going to come. It's as inevitable as the ups, right? Holding on to unwavering faith during these times is the most important and integral thing you can do for yourself and for your business. And honestly, this point number 3 is my favorite. It's been the most difficult for me to have this unwavering faith when I'm going through it in my business, and to be able to trust God, to be able to trust the process when I'm going through it all has been the most difficult. I've just been like, why are you playing with me? When I had certain tragic incidences happen in my life in the past, I lost trust with the universe, with my co-creator, and I started questioning in a very negative sense, like, why are you doing this to me? Like, why do you even exist? I literally questioned the existence of God at a point of time, because my life didn't make sense at a certain time. And so I lost trust with the universe. And to build back that trust took me years. But today, like the past few months, the past year, I've worked on this trust so much so that today I have this unwavering faith. No matter how many months are low in my business, like, trust me when I say this, I will always keep going and keep doing this as long as I have the financial security, the backup, the privilege. I will keep doing this because I know this is my soul aligned work. And if I've gotten the soul aligned work, which is always a calling, if God has given me the calling, God will give me the clients. God will give me the money. He will provide for me. If He has given me this calling, if He has given me the business, He will give it to me via this business. And so having the desire to be financially independent is not just a desire that's ego-led. It is a soul-led desire. It is a desire that is going to bring a lot of freedom in my life. It is a desire that's going to help me propel myself and more generations to come forward. So it is definitely a desire of service. And this comes from your soul. So I knew this from the beginning that, business is going to be up and down, and I'm going to have to deal with the downs of it and just go through with it. The past 3 months have been my lowest months in business, and I've spoken about this on Instagram so much. Like, I literally had $0 months, but they have taught me more than what a $4,000, $5,000 month has taught me. They have taught me to trust myself. They have taught me to trust God. They have taught me to be at peace with the process, even when the outcome doesn't follow through in the same month, which is why never look at your monthly revenue. Business is to be looked at as an annual revenue. Even when you have goals, if you don't want to set a monthly goal revenue, do not do it. If it makes you feel uncomfortable in your body and it makes you feel stressed or pressurized, and you don't work well under pressure, like I don't work very well under pressure, which is why I don't set too big goals when it comes to the month. I set shorter goals, but when it comes to the year, I set bigger goals, because Vishen Lakhiani always says this, is that you overestimate how much you can do in a month and you underestimate how much you can do in a year, right? So always set smaller, believable, achievable goals in your month and bigger goals for your year. Number 4, start with desire, not demand. Instead of asking what the market needs, ask what your former version needs, what your younger self needs. You need to be the first buyer of what you're selling. Or how can you sell with peace, with joy, with integrity if you're not the first buyer of what you're selling? Which is why it doesn't matter what the market needs. Henry Ford says that if you ask people what they want, they'd say faster horses rather than cars, right? Cars was an innovation. Your offer is an innovation. It is an innovation that comes from your desire to create and to bring some newness to this world, to bring a new way of living life, to bring a different lifestyle, to bring just a different way of looking at things to your people. It's newness, it's innovation, right? So you really need to trust what's coming up, because all of this, when you start a spiritual business, is channeled. It comes to you. These ideas are given to you, and you are God's vessel to carry forth the idea, to carry forth the business, to carry forth the service, to carry forth and spread impact. So I want you to trust the desire that you have in your body, the calling, the intuitive nudges. Follow your curiosity, okay? And create from curiosity. Create from curiosity. Create from passion. Create from love for the offer, right? Don't look at what other people are doing and create. Create from inside out. Start inside, help your clients, and you can always pivot. You can always pivot listening to what your clients need. Always pivot. But the whole offer, like the meat of the offer is yours. It comes from you, from your soul, from your heart. Number 5, your purpose and mission is the most important. Like, without this, you will feel lost. Get clear on this bigger picture, on the bigger vision, and feel into what's alive in your body today. Also allow flexibility for this vision to keep evolving. As you evolve as a human being, your vision will evolve, and that's completely okay. But starting a business means starting a movement. What is your movement message? What is your brand message? What is your marketing message? What is your story? What does your story mean? And what are you bringing forth to your people? What transformation is that? What is going to change in their lives? All these questions are so important to build the business foundations, to understand like, who am I creating for and what changes am I bringing forth? Why is it important to you? Like on a philosophical level, literally, why are you doing what you're doing on a philosophical level? And lastly, number 6, which is, as I started off saying, we're going a whole circle. Business is spiritual. It will make you face your deepest wounds. Don't run away from it, but rather sit with what comes up and be compassionate when walking through it. You are a soul having a human experience. Build a business in such a way that you hold space for all your humanness, for all your imperfections, for all your flaws. Okay, business like it literally fast tracks your growth as a human being, because it shows you, it's a mirror, it holds your insecurities, your fears, your triggers, and all of those are opportunities to heal, to trust, to slow down, to surrender. Sometimes the slow moments are when you heal more deeply, because they make you lean into the resistance of not constantly doing. And we human beings are taught to constantly be productive or to put in the hard work, and we think our worth depends on how much work we put in or how productive we are. And that is being in a toxic masculine. That is not being in touch with your feminine. Your business actually, like for me, it was a journey of learning what my feminine was and how to connect with this inner goddess and unleash this inner creativity even more and more. Today, I'm doing it in the form of intuitive gifts and my psychic abilities that I have, kind of refining that here, understanding that, channeling that, even if it doesn't fully make sense to me on a daily basis, but trusting that. At the end of the day, it's about trust. Trust within yourself, trust with the co-creator, trust in your abilities and in your gift to provide and to serve people. You literally need to trust your gift. Like if you're doubting yourself, like, okay, firstly, it's extremely normal. Sit with the doubt, sit with the discomfort, the uncomfortable feelings that are coming up, but always rewire that to trust within yourself, because your skills are there for a reason, your talents are there for a reason. There's a reason why you're nudged towards a certain industry, there's a reason why you're nudged towards certain skills, there's a reason why you have certain talents. Always lean towards that, and always remember, at the end of the day, energy always beats strategy, energy always beats talents. Your energy becomes magnetic when you detach yet commit. You commit to the process, but you detach from the outcome. That's how you create this beautiful magnetic energy. When you fully detach, when you're not dependent on your clients for income, when you're not dependent on your business for income, because you are dependent on God for income. You are dependent on the source for income. You are not dependent on your business or on your clients for income. Okay? So I want you to always remember this. It's not about this client having to pay you for you to for you to pay your rent or for you to reach your income level. It's your trust in God that is going to pay you. It's the safety you create in your body to trust yourself, because when you trust yourself, you can also trust God. It's a very interrelated relationship. When you have that safety in your body where you can trust yourself and you fall, how do you create safety? Through self-trust. Because if you can trust yourself on the days where you're not making enough, or you're failing, or you get a bad comment on Instagram, and how you deal with it with grace, you deal with it with compassion. If you can trust yourself, you create that safety in your body. Like, yeah, even if I fail, the worst case scenario is that this will happen and I know I can deal with it well. That's how you create safety. And when you create safety in your nervous system, you open yourself up to a lot more abundance. It could take longer than you think it'll take, but that's okay, because that is, again, testing your trust. Just let go. Just trust. God is the provider. He will provide you with everything that's necessary for you to carry forth this mission, for you to carry forth this business. I honestly wish I knew these 6 things when I started my business, but I hope these 6 things have, at least, even if you take one thing away from this that has changed your mindset or helped you rewire a subconscious belief or helped you look at your business differently, it's a win for me. It's a win for me. So thank you so much for being here. I'd love to hear your feedback, what you thought about this episode. And if you'd like to have me doing more of these solo episodes, because I just started doing this, so I want to know if you'd really like to have this more frequently, and if it is helping you and providing for you. So thank you so much for being here, and thank you for your time, for your attention. You're listening to Rebel with a Purpose, and I'm Pratna, signing off.